Hiya.
Hello.
Welcome to the Geeky Girls Knit podcast. I'm Cece, also known as Java Pearl.
I'm Dammy, also known as Dammy Stoodles.
And we're glad to have you today. Today is Wednesday, the 26th of July, 2017, and this is episode 252. We'd like to say a big welcome back.
Yes.
We love you guys. To all our returning viewers, and a big hiya to any new viewers. Thanks for giving us a shot. We hope you enjoy the show. Dammy, nobody introduced themselves in the Ravelry group this week. Sad face. But if somebody's not a member of our Ravelry group, what should they do and why?
You should join and introduce yourself in our introductions thread because you'll get a shout out on our next episode and be able to participate in all our owls and giveaways.
Which we're announcing some winners today. Ooh. Well, we have quite a bit to talk about. I finished a lot of things this week.
And I finished none.
As
usual.
But you're making progress.
Yes.
So let's move on to the next segment so we can talk about it.
And now we're going to talk about what is on our needles.
What's on your needles, Tammy?
So I am still working on the Hades scarf. It'll end sometime. I still haven't weighed my yarn to see how much I have left.
Okay.
But this is a pattern I'm designing, and it's on US 6s, 4mm needles. And the yarn is Ginger's hand-dyed Sheepish Decay in the Moon River colorway. And there's the back of it.
Cool.
Yes. I need to work out designs for the other designs.
And we are going to need to work out designs for our next book.
Mm-hmm.
More on that later. Not later in the episode, later.
Okay, and I'm also working on the sample sock for our 5th podiversary kits.
Yes.
Which I can't show you.
No.
It's on US 1.5, 2.5mm, and the yarn is Owl About Yarn Sparkle Owl in a currently unnamed colorway.
That's right. So,
but it's sparkly.
So I was going to say the pre-orders for our 5th podiversary kit are going to be, I believe it's the last weekend in August. And if you're not a member of our Java Pearl Designs newsletter, go to javapearldesigns.com and there's a thing there to sign up, because newsletter subscribers will get to do the pre-orders a day before the general public.
The rest of the world.
And there's a limited amount, and yeah, all that jazz. So more and more details is coming, but yeah, so just mark your calendar for the end of August, because that is when our 5th podiversary is.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Are you working on anything else?
No, so what are you working on?
I am working on the final ferret face sock, because I'm doing 2 shorty pair of these socks this is my French vanilla cappuccino sock pattern, and I'm using US 1.5, 2.5mm needles, my 9-inch zooms, and I'm using Rusty Ferret yarns quadruple in the ferret face colorway. So I was listening in on the Knit More Girls podcast, and I know it's nice to be in the room where it happens. So I finished the foot and I'm over halfway through the heel. So if I would just focus on these a little bit, I could get them done. But I keep getting distracted by other projects. And then the other thing I have cast on is a new cast on. This is the Harmonized shawl, which is, the pattern is the Harmonized Special Edition by Rami Hill. I'm on US 4s, 3.5mm needles, and the yarn, the pink is Little Yellow Ute Craft Soprano Sock High Twist in the Corporate Rebel colorway. And then I have 5 skeins of Knit Picks palette for the contrast. So right now I'm using this one, which is the cream. And then there's, I did not put these in the right order.
These are from the coffee shop sampler.
Yes. So there's almond, there is coriander heather, there is wheat heather, and there is bittersweet heather.
What happened to the middle of that?
It just barfed a little bit. It probably got stuck on something. So, where's it at? So these 5 colors, 6 colors with the mane. And this is a knit along that is being co-hosted by the Knit More Girls. So I thought it was appropriate that I put the project.
The project isn't back in the bag.
Yes, I know. I was just saying it's appropriate that I put it in a Knit More Girls podcast bag. Also because I didn't have a project bag handy that would hold 6 skeins of yarn. So instead, I'm using a tote. And that is all I'm working on because I finished all the things this week. So we should move on to the next segment.
And now we're going to talk about her finished projects.
There's 4 of them because, yes. So first up, I finished my Indie Brick Craft Crawl shawl, which is a pattern by my friend Kirsten Bettigan. I did this on US 5's 3.75 mil needles, and the yarn is Pandia's Jewels hand-dyed yarn super sparkle in the pink fluffy llamacorn colorway. I love the slip stitch sections. It's got tassels on this other end. It has a tassel as well. I think I will be able to better wear it when I find my shawl pins, which are packed somewhere. So the pattern was written for sport weight, and I used fingering weight.
But we already blocked it.
Yes, so we already blocked it.
You said shawl pins, not T-pins.
No, shawl pins. I had enough yarn. I wish I had done an extra repeat, but it's fine. I will get one of my shawl pins and pin it all nice and cute and wear it, and because it's lovely. I really, really like it. I think this is the first thing I've ever made with tassels. Tassels. Okay, the next project I finished is the 9th birthday hat for my niece Lola. This is the Bonbon Toque pattern by Tin Can Knits. I did this on US 6's 4 mil needles and US 8's 5 mil needles. And the yarn is Dale Gurn Lurk Plus in the lavender colorway. I love how this turned out. I need to trim the pom-pom in a few places. It was blocking, but I can kind of put it on. It's a little bit snug for my head, but how cute is that?
Yes.
I really, really like it. And I hope she loves the pom-pom because I do. So this yarn was actually sent to me by Heart of the Mitten, which is an online store and yarn shop in Michigan. And they're now the exclusive U.S. retailer of Dale Garn. And this is a shop exclusive. It's a 53-47 blend of merino wool and Egyptian cotton. And sometimes you knit with cotton and it's not super soft, but this is nice. This is soft and squishy, and I love how the pom-pom turned out, and I think the stitch definition is really, really nice, and this pattern was lovely, just like all Tin Can Knits patterns are. So this is a hat for my niece Lola. And then I finished another preemie hat for the week. This is number 30 for the year. It's from my free top-down preemie hat pattern on Ravelry. It was on US 6's 4 mil needles, and this yarn is Bijou Basin Ranch Himalayan Trail in the autumn colorway. So I had it left over from making my nephew Wyatt's birthday hat, and this yarn was sent to me by Bijou Basin, and it's just lovely. And so there's number 30 for the year. And then the final thing I finished is the 4th birthday hat for my nephew Waylon. This is the paper crown hat pattern by Amy Vandelar. I used US 2.5 3 mil needles, and the yarn is Knit Picks Palette in the Oregon Coast Heather colorway. This is another of the yarns from the coffee shop sampler. I love the stitch definition on this and the cute little crown that it makes. So I hope he loves it. I love the colors, and I don't know if you can really see, but it's got the heather. It's darker than that. It's like that, but it's got nice colors through it. So, birthday hat for Waylon. So, all of that stuff puts me at, oh, why are you not opening? There we go. Puts me at 5,751.7 meters. If I can get the Harmonize shawl done, that's going to give me a big bump up. So we will see what happens. But yay for finishing all the things this week. That means I am ahead on gift knitting because I got all their birthday hats done. And that's everything. So I think we're ready to move on to the next segment. And now it's time for our favorite part of the show, Yummies. What are yummies, Dammy?
Yummies are our current favorite things we like, things we want to talk to you about.
Yummies. So I got a lovely skein of yarn in the post this week from Kimberly of Napier's Knits, who is one of our faithful podcast viewers. This is her 75-25 5 Super Rush Merino Nylon Stellina yarn. It's 100 grams, 438 yards in the purple swallowtail variegated colorway. And it's got sparkle. There you go. You can kind of see it. So it's this lovely purples and reds with a little bit of white creamy stuff in it.
And blue.
And blues. So it's that purples and blues and reds. And it's gorgeous and it's so squishy. And I was talking to Dammy about it, and she wants a shawl for her birthday this year instead of socks. So I'm going to knit her a shawl out of this. And we picked a shawl, but I can't remember what it was. It's in my queue. So stay tuned. We'll talk about that more when it starts getting knit. So thank you so much to Kimberly for sending me that yarn, and you should definitely check out her shop. The link is in the show notes. So, Dammy, you got something lovely this week.
Mm-hmm.
You want to talk about it?
I am wearing it. Our friend Jasmine.
Yo.
Our friend Jasmine went to go see the Hamilton tour, which is currently in San Francisco.
Sadly, we did
And
not get...
all I got was this shirt.
Sadly, we did not get lottery tickets, even though we entered.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's got lots of stars and silhouettes on top of the stars. In the back, which I'm not going to contort to show you, says San Francisco.
Does it say Hamilton, San Francisco?
Yes.
Yeah, it does. It says Hamilton, an American Musical, San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
And it's lovely.
It's very nice.
And there were some other lovely shirts that they brought. Rex has one that says Young, Scrappy, and Hungry.
It's a onesie.
It's a onesie. And Gigi has one that says
Immigrants.
We get the job done.
And also a mug.
And a mug. And anyway, there's lots of other stuff. But anyway, so they had a really good
And
time.
they brought me a playbill.
They did bring you a playbill. They talked about it a little bit on their podcast episode today that will be coming out later this week, so you should check it out. I squeed with lots and lots of joy because, we talked last week about how the 13th Doctor for Doctor Who is going to be the lovely Jodie Whittaker. I second-guessed myself when I started saying that. And you know how excited we are about that. But they have released the official Doctor Who 2017 Christmas teaser called Twice Upon a Time. And it is so good. So it's in the show notes. You should definitely go watch it because it's amazing. I didn't put this in the show notes, but I watched this morning the kind of goodbye thank you thing that they did for Peter Capaldi at Comic-Con this past week. It was like 3 minutes, and it was just like all the best clips from the show. It was really, really good.
The best of.
The best of Peter Capaldi, the 12th Doctor. So my mom sent me this this article out of a magazine she was reading, and it has a list of...
I'm trying to see what magazine this is.
I can't...
Mature Living, August 2017.
There you go. It has a list of charities that handcrafters, knitters, and crochet lovers can send different charity items to. And so I have put it in the show notes so that if you're looking to do some charity knitting or crocheting or sewing, I believe there was one for sewing, you can send, you can read more about it and the requirements and see about sending stuff to them. So check it out, and thanks, Mom, for sending it our way. All right, is there anything else besides our normal?
No.
All right, let's talk about hashtag GGK Crafty Pad. What is it?
It stands for Geeky Girls Knit Crafty Photo a Day Challenge. We have a list of photo prompts for each month, so you take a look at the prompt for that day, take a picture related to it, and post it anywhere you like, but we pick our favorites from Instagram.
That is correct. So we released the August list this week, and there's some celebration and such since it's our 5th podiversary. So you can see it, all the details about that in the show notes and on our website, geekygirlsknit.com. We're about to show you something, though. What are we going to show them?
2 photos from us that we liked and 5 photos from other people that we liked.
Here come the photos. So those were our favorite photos. Great job, everybody. It's never too late to join in. Just take a look at the prompt for the day. I don't remember what today's prompt is. Hold on, I can tell you. It is in your hands. I might have to get you to, like, photograph my hands with my lovely new pink nail polish. Because I bought a lot of 12 pink shades of nail polish.
It's 15.
No, that was the price.
Oh.
It's 12 bottles. It was $15 on the Amazon. So, because I didn't bring well, I brought nail polish over with us from Scotland, and it was in our checked luggage, obviously, because it's fluids, lots and lots of liquids, and it changed the
consistency
of the nail polish. So we had to buy all new nail polish. We didn't have much with us, really, anyway, that we're bringing over. So, anyway, why am I talking about this? Nail polish. So, yeah, take a look at the prompt for the day. Take a photo related to it. Interpret it however you wish. We're totally cheater-friendly on that. Post it on Instagram. Make sure in your caption you put hashtag #GGKCraftyPad, and yours might get chosen. All right, we don't have any upcoming events at this moment, but we'll keep you updated when we do. Are you hungry?
No, I hiccuped.
Oh, okay. I thought it was a gurgle. Or a growl, stomach growl. Well, let's move on to our next segment.
And now we're going to talk about what we are reading, watching, and listening to.
Yes, so what are you reading?
I'm still reading Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte, but I'm going to try to have it finished by next week. I think I have less than 10 chapters left.
Okay.
So I can do that. I just got
distracted.
Not distracted. I mean, I have other stuff to do.
Okay.
Like the knitting and the sample.
Yes.
And working on the Knit More Girls' website.
Yes, after the great photo bucket
catastrophe
debacle of 2017. So you're repairing HTML coding. Yes. Do you have anything you want to say about Wuthering Heights?
No.
Are you still confused?
A little bit.
Okay.
So what are you reading?
Well, I am still reading Big Magic, Creative Living Beyond Fear by Elizabeth Gilbert. I'm enjoying that. I read Forever Memory, a Blairsville, Texas book by Annie Curtis. This was a Kindle Unlimited, and it was a nice story. It was just one of those, it was almost like a Hallmark movie type story.
A Hallmark movie.
Which I love Hallmark movies. And then I read the first book in the new series by Shannon Mayer. The series is called Nyx, and the book is called Fury of a Phoenix.
Is it Kindle Unlimited?
It is Kindle Unlimited, and it was so good. I did not want to put it down. I really enjoyed it. Then the next book is not Kindle Unlimited, but I love her work, so I purchased it. I read the third book in the Magnolia Steel mystery series by Denise Grover Swank called Callback, and it's the penultimate because next book will be the finale of this series, and really enjoyed it. And then I'm reading another Kindle Unlimited series by an author. I've been reading other stuff by her, but I'm reading the Harper Harlow mystery series by Lily Harper Hart. Oh, I just connected that she used Harper. That must be her maiden name, Harper. That's so sweet. Love it. I finished reading books 1 and 2, and I'm reading book 3, and it's about ghosts, and mystery, and it's whodunits, and it's sweet but funny. I don't know this. There was a light all of a sudden beside me. So that is everything I've been reading. We watched a movie. You didn't watch it. The Hubs and I watched it.
I was there, but I wasn't watching. I don't know what I was doing.
Yeah, and it's one that you had to pay close attention to. So we watched Arrival, which is a sci-fi movie. It was one of those that you had to be watching the screen the whole time. And even with captions on, I still was very confused. I'm not going to give away the plot twist. It was good, but I still have not totally absorbed. I feel like I need to watch it another time. You know what I mean? And then I finished watching series 2 and 3 of Death in Paradise, and I'm watching series 4. They're just funny. They're good. I enjoy them. And I watched a miniseries this week called Dr. Thorne. It's an Amazon original miniseries, and it's a period drama, and it was really good. I enjoyed it. So I've been listening a little bit to our Spotify CC and Dammy Love Musicals playlist, and that's fun. We listened to some Bruno Mars and some Hamilton mixtape. Still, Jimmy Fallon is my favorite one on that. And you've been listening to some other stuff?
Yes, The Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And Great Comet of 1812. Also Anastasia. I finished it.
Cool.
Because I was halfway through last week.
Okay. And you told me some Great Comet news?
Yes. Mandy Patinkin is going to be playing Pierre from August 15th to September 3rd. And so apparently Oak's run as Pierre is being cut short by that. I'm still not sure if it was by choice, if it was his choice to leave early, or something else. I don't know.
What I wonder if Mandy Patinkin's gonna come in and play it, and then Oak's gonna go back again.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen anything about that, because Ingrid Michaelson is on as Sonia for Britton Ashford while she's on vacation. But
So,
Britton is coming back, but it didn't say that Oak was coming back after Mandy was finished.
okay. It might be that. It might be another, vacation type thing or something, or a special, he can only come do it for these couple of weeks or whatever. So, okay. Well, I think that is everything we've been listening to, other than, Sesame Street. Lots and lots of Sesame Street podcast, and over again. We've got many of the songs memorized now. So, let's move on to the next segment. And now it's time for our summertime. And the living is easy.
Al.
Hubs is sitting behind the camera here, and he was looking at me like, what in the world are you doing? Say hello to the people.
Hello to the people.
So this is our along that started on the 1st of June and runs through the 31st of August. It's for any project you knit, crochet, weave, or spin. So the Ravelry crafts, knit, crochet, weave, and spin, that you can convince us is related to summertime. Our major rule is no whips are allowed. You have to start your project no earlier than the 1st of June and finish it by the 31st of August. But feel free to poly dip in other alongs as long as it meets the rules. That's totally fine. We have lots of lovely prizes on the screen right now. Thank you so much to all our sponsors who sent those prizes in, who donated them. If you want to know more about the prizes, see larger pictures, find links to the shops you can go to.
GeekyGirlsKnit.com.
Or tune into the first podcast of every month when we talk about them in detail. You have to be a member of the Geeky Girls Knit podcast group on Ravelry to participate. Every project you finish and post in the FO thread is one entry into the giveaways. The hashtag is hashtag GGKSummertime17. We'll lock the FO thread the morning of the 1st of September and draw winners on the next podcast after that. You'll have 30 days to claim your prize or you forfeit it. We have a chatter thread where you can chat about what you're working on, and Dammy also gives shout outs to FOs in that thread and as well here on the podcast. So Dammy, shout out.
Aid Bar, Allison Roseboom, Army Tink 08, Asteride, Crafty Kathy K, Crochet Chick 31, DG White, Dueling Needles, Fleepa MC, Frymeister, Jimabelle, Hazy Summers, Jamin to Knit, JP Music 15, Kana Soup, Knit Central, Nitty Moomin, Lane L, Little Angel SG2, Lena's Design, El McCall, Long Tall Katie, Muzzer Z, MV Knits, Mystery Sewer, Rosie JPM, Scrap Dash, S Keeling, Skyly Knits, Travel Socks, VT Kimmy Kim, and York 109.
Great job, everybody. So keep working on those projects. You've got a little over a month left to get your projects done. All right, let's move on to the next segment.
And now it's time for Ask the Geeky Girls, the part of our show where you ask us things and we try to answer them.
So, Dammy, what is this week's question?
This week's question comes from Caitlin, who is the Knitting Oboe from Delaware. I've been binge listening to the podcast ever since I stumbled on it in iTunes, and I love it. Anyway, back to my question. I'm trying to find yarn for a project to make as a sort of therapy or tribute for myself to one of my closest friends, someone I considered family. He passed away unexpectedly at the end of March, so a little under 2 months ago when this question was asked. I want to make a shawl in the brightest, most vibrant rainbow yarn that I can find, because whenever I think of him and his personality, all I can think of is a bright rainbow, because no matter how bad of a day you had, he brightened up your day just like when you see a rainbow. Can you two recommend a fingering weight yarn in a really bright rainbow colorway that would knit up really nicely in a shawl? There's so many different yarns out there and I can't really decide. I'm leaning towards making the Lucidity shawl by Hedgehog Fibers, if that helps you guys recommend something. Thanks so much, Caitlin.
And if we're ever in Delaware, she has 3 awesome local knit shops that we could visit. Okay, so Dammy and I went window shopping for yarn last night.
Online.
Yes, online window shopping. So that we could tell you some yarns that you might be interested in. All of these are listed in the show notes and with links so that you can go check them out. And this is not by any means an end-all list. This is just some that we stumbled across. So first up, Neighborhood Fiber Co. has a marriage equality gradient available on numerous bases of yarn, but it is only available to the 31st of July. So if you're interested in that, you want to check on it quickly. Abstract Fiber has a couple of rainbows in their Super Sock Plus base. There's a chocolate rainbow and a rainbow candy colorway. Black Trillium has a modern tweed gradient pack that is beautiful, that might work for you. Knit Picks has a One More Row palette rainbow kit, and palette is the yarn base that I'm using for my harmonized shawl as well as what I used for this, and so it's a really nice yarn, so you might want to check that out. West Yorkshire Spinners, which we adore, has their signature 4-ply base in the Rum Paradise colorway. It's a self-striping and it's lovely cocktail one. Pandia's Jewels has a gorgeous colorway called Llamacorn, which is very bright and rainbowy. And then Mint Rain has a couple. She has a Be a Rainbow in Somebody Else's Cloud self-striping yarn, and she has the Make Me Smile self-striping yarn. So that's like, I don't know, maybe 9 or 10 different rainbow yarns that we happened across in our window shopping last night. We hope that that helps, and I think it's lovely that you're making something, Caitlin, to, you know, as therapy and to remember your friend. So our condolences to you and his family, and I hope our window shopping has helped you find something to knit with. So, Dammy, if somebody has a question for us, what should they do?
Go to our Ask the Geeky Girls thread in our Ravelry group and post it.
All right, on to the next segment.
And now we have a review.
So this week we're reviewing 10 Secrets of the Laid Back Knitters, a guide to holistic knitting, yarn, and life by Vicki Stifel and Lisa Souza. This has been on my wish list to read
Since it came out?
Probably so.
2011?
Yes. The one thing that I would suggest is that they make it available as a Kindle book, because you can't get a Kindle book. But over in Knitmore East, Jasmine had a copy of it, so we borrowed it and looked through it and thought we would share some of it with you. It is a large book. There is lots and lots of pages. So what they have done is they have, there's lots of pictures of sheep and dogs
and goats
and such. So the pictures in this are just so much fun.
Lots of baby sheep.
So what they have done is done a section with patterns for each of the 10 secrets. So the first secret is find yourself a wise woman. She's the one who sets you on the right path. And so what they do is like they talk about someone, or they, in each of the sections, they talk about someone or tell a story or highlight a farmer or a yarn dyer or a spinner or whatever. And they've got lots of little like things in the sidebars of like
margins.
Yes, margins. Like what's in a wise woman's notions bag, or great knitting websites, or whatever. And then there's patterns. We're not going to go through all of them because there are a lot. I like this one.
It's Sweater for Chillin'.
It's done in a worsted weight yarn. This is...
That does not look like worsted. That looks like bulky.
It's not. It's worsted weight right there.
Is it held double?
It is held double.
Ah.
So a worsted weight is held with a kid mohair. Worsted to medium weight. That's why it looks chunky. So anyway, there is the sweater. And it's pretty cute. Oops, sorry, there's a glare. It's got good sizing. It's got good diagrams in it. So I would highly recommend checking that stuff out. Secret number 2 is discover slow knitting. It's not what you think. And this is about talking about working with artisanal yarns.
Babies.
They talk about souvenirs, because what is a better souvenir than yarn? Oh yeah, there's babies. The pictures in this are just so much fun. And then I kind of like this one. This is the Peasant Bread Tunic by Kimberly K. McAllendon, and it is done in, it doesn't say the weight. Maybe like a DK, a sport or DK. Anyway, there's the pattern. And I think it's really cute. I love it's longer, but with the side splits on it. And there's good suggestions of techniques and things to help you learn as you go. If you see a pattern you want me to stop at, just tell me.
All right.
The third secret is become a barefoot sock knitter, or how to attain instant pleasure while creating a selfless gift. This one cracked me up because there's a fable written about the barefoot sock knitter, and it is so funny and cute. You should definitely check it out. They talk about some charity things that you can submit to. This hat is kind of cool because it's inside out. It's 2 layers so you can reverse it. So this is designed by Janice Kang. And there it is. It's just a nice simple hat that could be used for boy or girl, and it or man or woman. It goes from kids small up through adult large. So there's lots of things there for that. The fourth secret is taking the color leap of faith, or how to gain sure-footedness in the color jungle. And they talk about different things about the color wheel and some color fiber artists that talk about colors. How to take photos of your knits. I kind of like this one. And it's so sad because the designer actually passed away before the book was published. So this is Audrey's Elfin Leaves, designed by Audrey F. Clark. And it's just a lovely little, like, scarfy type thing. It's got a scalloped leaf border. The fifth secret is see the souls of fibers and become a more confident and happy knitter. And this is talking about the makeup of your fiber, what you're knitting with, the blends. And
Dogs.
There's dogs, yes. It talks about knitting bags. Let's see, what else? The sixth secret is listen as the yarn speaks to you. Go roving with roving and glean some spinning inspiration. So this is talking about spinning or using hand-spun yarn in your knitting. The seventh secret is value the partnership in knitting between knitter and designer and welcome the hands clasp of 2. And this talks about like stitch patterns and pattern generators and finding patterns on the web, which we know that Ravelry is like one of the best places to do that. It talks about some sisters who work together.
I like this scarf.
Okay, so this is Nora's Scarf for Bill, designed by Nora Goggin. And it is a worsted medium weight yarn knit on US 7s.
It's got cables.
It does have cables. So it could work for a man or a woman. It's just a nice winter scarf. This is adorable. This is the Princess Garden skirt by Justine Turner, and it's for 1 year through kids 10 size. And it's just a lovely little skirt. So cute. This one I really liked. This is the Spiral Galaxy Pillow by Daniel Uhas. How fun is that? That would be so fun on a knitter's sofa. And talks about some cast-ons. The 8th secret is learn to soar patternless and feel the freedom. So it's talking about using like Stitch dictionaries and such to create your own patterns. It does an interview with an artist. It talks about yarn bombing. The 9th secret is do it with hooks, just like one hand clapping. And it talks about using crochet in your knitting. It talks about the difference between US and UK crocheting terms. And then there's some crochet patterns. And then the 10th secret is connect the dots. It really is a small world, from local to national to international community of knitters. And it talks about guilds and Ravelry and knit-alongs and groups. It talks about
the Ravel-Linux.
The Ravel-Linux, which are formerly the ones that shall not be named. The words that shall not be named. This one is adorable. The Prospero hoodie by Prospero hoodie by Justine Turner. It's for it's sizes 4 year to 12 year for kids, and it's just this adorable little hoodie. And how cute is that little one? Let's see, it's knitted in a worsted medium weight yarn.
In a worsted.
Worsted.
A worsted.
And then
the monster is cute.
Oh, it is.
There's a larger picture.
There is. This is Melvin the Musical Monster by Rebecca Danger. How cute is that? Her patterns are all so just adorable. And then there's a section on resources, the yarns used in the book, fiber CSAs. Then there's the designer bios. There is a really in-depth index. And
index.
So do you have any... Oh, here it is. I wanted to say, in one of the patterns... Okay, so you guys know how much I love the movie Sabrina, especially the Harrison Ford edition. And so in the story, in the movie, they talk about where Sabrina's name is from. And I always knew it was from a poem, but I didn't realize that the poem was also had knitting in it. So it's a John Milton poem, and it says, Sabrina fair, listen where thou art sitting, under the glassy, cool, translucent wave, in twisted braids of lilies knitting, the loose train of thy amber dropping hair. Love it, love it. So, what did you think of the book, Dammy?
It's a very nice book.
This is 10 Secrets of the Laid-Back Knitters, a guide to holistic knitting, yarn, and life by Vicki Stifel and Lisa Souza. It's definitely worth a look. It was published in 2011, so there have been some changes in the knitting world, you know, with how Ravelry has continued to grow and such. But there's still some really good information, some really funny stories, some great interviews, and some fun patterns. And baby sheep and dogs. So.
And goats.
Yep. So definitely check it out. There's a link in the show notes to the book. And thanks to Jasmine and Gigi from the Knit More Girls for letting us borrow it so that we could review it. All right, we have some prizes to award. So let's move on to the next segment.
And now it's time for prizes.
Yay. So 2 weeks ago, we had our 250th episode, and we wanted to do a giveaway for y'all. So what we asked you to do was to tell us your favorite episode title from our 250 episodes. And there was lots of fun ones. There were some that I had forgotten and was like, oh, okay, yeah, I remember that episode now. So it was fun to read all of your thoughts. So thanks to everyone who posted in that thread. So we have chosen 3 prize winners using the random number generator who are getting coupon codes to our Java Pearl Designs Ravelry store. So first up is the $25 winner. Do you want to tell us who has won that and what their episode title favorite was?
Sure. You said that backwards. You said episode title favorite.
Favorite episode title.
For $25, it is post number 23, Knit, Live, Love. And their favorite title was episode 17, in which the alpacalypse and Christmas are coming.
Congratulations, Knit, Live, Love. Next up is the $15 winner, and that winner is number 28.
I'm Ruth Z, and their favorite episode was episode 101, in which I'll hug him and love him and call him George.
And the final winner is the $5.50. The winner is?
Number 4, Asteroid, whose favorite episode was episode 185, in which it's all about EYF 2016, and they said, because your hair was amazing. But whose hair? Her hair, because, like, it was freshly dyed, but mine was in curls for that episode.
Maybe both of our hairs was amazing. So, Knit, Live, Love, I'm Ruth Z, and Asteroid. I need you to PM me, Java Pearl, and Ravelry, and I will give you your coupon code. You have 30 days to claim your prize or you forfeit it, so make sure and PM me as soon as you hear this. Also, just a reminder that we have a giveaway going on until next week for the Knowledge Shawl Pattern by Amanda Raitt, who is Skyly Knits. So make sure and check that out in the Ravelry group. All right, let's move on to the next segment. Made it to the end of the show. Yay. Hope y'all enjoyed it. So just a reminder that the Striations Along, which Striations is a shawl pattern of mine, that our VA Deb is hosting in the Java Pearl Designs Ravelry group is coming to an end on next Monday, the 31st of July. So make sure and check it out. If you've been working on your shawl, make sure and get it posted. Do we have any other announcements? I think we're good to go for the next week. So we'd like to say a big thank you to all of you who support our podcast, no matter how you do it. We're very, very appreciative of your support and for your assistance in continuing on with our podcast. So those who support us financially, we're very, very grateful for. There's 3 main ways you can support the podcast financially. One is through Patreon, which is a site where you pledge a certain amount each month to your favorite creative, and you get rewards back based on that. We mailed out the rewards this week for June. We had a little snag in getting to the post office, but those have been shipped out. And if you would like to know more about Patreon or would like to sign up to support us, go to
patreon.com/geekygirlsknit.
What's another way?
There's a PayPal button in the sidebar of our website if you would like to make a one-time donation.
That's right. And a little new news on this. We are amazon.com, .co.uk, and .ca, C-A.
.canada.
Canada. So you can now go to our website and click through to shop on amazon.com, .co.uk, or .ca, and when you do that, we get a little money back from Amazon based on what you purchase. It doesn't cost you anything extra, but it's a great way to support the podcast. So if you're in Canada, start clicking through the link, and we appreciate your help with that. I think that's everything for this week, Dammy, so why don't you tell them where to find us online?
You can find us at geekygirlsknit.com. There are other links to everywhere else we are online. YouTube, iTunes, Ravelry, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, etc.
And with that, we're going to tell you goodbye. We hope you have a lovely, lovely rest of your week. Happy knitting, and we'll talk to you next time. Bye.
Bye.
So I had to then go look up the whole Sabrina Fair poem by John Milton. It's from a play written by him he was born in 1608 in England. So it's about a mermaid. You ready? Sweet echo, sweetest nymph, that livest unseen within thy airy shell, thy slow meanders margent green, and in the violet embroidered veil, where the lovelorn nightingale nightly to thee her sad song mourneth well. Canst thou not tell me of a gentle pair that likest thy Narcissus are? Narcissus are. Oh, if thou have hid them in some flowery cave, tell me but where, sweet queen of parley, daughter of the sphere, so mayst thou be translated to the skies and give resounding grace to all heaven's harmonies. Sabrina fair, listen where thou art sitting, under the glassy cool translucent wave, in twisted braids of lilies knitting, the loose train of thy amber-dropping hair. Listen for dear honor's sake, goddess of the silver lake, listen and save. Listen and appear to us in name of great Oceanus, with by the earth-shaking Neptune's mace, and Tiath grave majestic pace, by hoary Nereus' wrinkled look, and the Carpathian wizard's hook, by scaly Triton's whining shell, and old soothsaying glacial spell, by Leucotheus' lovely hands, and her son that rules the strands, by Thetis' tinsel-slippered feet, and the songs of sirens sweet, by dead Parthenope's dear tomb, and fair Lygia's golden comb, wherewith she sits on diamond rocks, sleeking her soft alluring locks, by all the nymphs that nightly dance upon thy streams with wily glance, rise, rise, and heave thy rosy head from thy coral-paven bed, and bridle in thy headlong wave, till thou our summons answered have, listen and save. Sabrina rises, aided by water nymphs, and sings, by the rushy fringed bank, where grows thy willow and the ostler dank, my sliding chariot stays, thick set with agate, and the azurine sheen of turquoise blue and emerald green, that in the channel strays, whilst from off the waters fleet, thus I set my printless feet, o'er the cowslip's velvet head, that bends not as I tread, gentle swain, at thy request, I am here. That is beautiful. Beautiful. So there you go. There's your poetry for the week.